everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody. I'm here today with another Kit Day Thursday video, and this is using the Gossamer Blue Life Pages kit from July 2016. I've been working with this kit for a little bit here, and these are all of the supplies that I have left. I'm not 100% sure what this layout is going to turn out to be, but I'm first going to look at all the supplies to see what I have left and then to see what I can create. Now, I do want to tell you, I am trying a different way of filming and editing, so it probably sounds a little bit different. It may look a little bit different. The speed is different on my videos, so I'm just kind of playing around with a couple different things to see what I like best. So please bear with me if for some reason it bothers you that it's a little bit different, but I'm just trying to figure out a couple different ways that I can film a little bit more efficiently and effectively and still be nice. So the very first things that I pull out looking at this kit are these acrylic pieces that spell out the word enjoy. So I have been looking at these the entire time that I've been using this kit, trying to figure out, okay, like, well, can I use these? What can I do with these? So I decided to go ahead and pull these out and use them as my title, or at least part of my title. I'm going to add a little bit of a subtitle to it before I'm done with the layout. Then I pull out this photo of my brother-in-law and my nephew, and that's the first time that my nephew met his little brother. So, and this is right after he was born. As you can see, my brother-in-law is still in the scrubs that he was wearing during the birth. So I thought it would be really nice to pull out this picture and just pair it with these supplies. The yellow works well, and then I do have some of that green color that matches the color of the scrubs that my brother-in-law is wearing. Flipping through a couple different things in the kit to see what I can make work, I do decide to go ahead and use that glassine bag as the mat for my photo, and then I'm going to put a little bit of this yellow card behind the photo itself as well, just to bring in another pop of yellow. Now, because this is a pocket page kit, I am going into my stash and finding a 12 by 12 piece of paper to use as my background. I have two different options pulled out here just from various paper pads that I have. And then I am looking at my LA Studio pages as well to see if there's anything that can possibly match. Now, I apologize if you hear the birds and traffic in the background, but I decided to do this video outside today just because it's so nice and there's not an echo whenever I'm out here. So again, just a different way of trying to see how this works out, but it's just such a beautiful day outside. It's hotter than heck. I think it's like 90 something degrees, but I'm in the shade and I'm hearing the beautiful birds, and there's no traffic on my street, but you can sometimes hear the cars on the street over. So just in case you're hearing any of that, just imagine yourself sitting out in some beautiful weather listening to the birds on a day off of work, because that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I have this 6x6 piece that I cut off of an LA Studio piece of paper, and I decided to go ahead and go with this teal background that has paler, it sounded very country, teal circles in a lighter shade of teal than what the background is. So it looks like bubbles. It's really what it looks like. And that is actually from a K & Company 12 by 12 pack. It says Octopus to Elephant 12 by 12 pack. It's one of those A to Z pattern papers. And this was the back side of one of them. It has the like fish bubbles, I think is what it's supposed to be. But it worked really well with the yellow and then the teal that's in my brother-in-law's scrubs, as well as the teal that is on a couple of the supplies that are in the kit itself. That 6x6 piece from LA Studio is from their Sienna collection. It's the Lots of Love paper, and it is from a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. And that's what I've got that. And it just says date and notes and from 1 to 10. I don't actually even write on this, but I just like the background. It was a nice way to break up the color of the background, help offset the picture a little bit, just make it stand out a little bit more. I also went ahead and put that photo on a piece of white cardstock before I put it on the yellow. I put it on the yellow and then I pulled it off and I actually matted it on a piece of white cardstock first, and that really helps the photo pop off that yellow piece. And then the yellow just adds the smallest little border, which makes it stand off that glassine bag just the same. Now I'm going through the cards, and there were a few pieces that I thought would be helpful to use. I kind of set those aside when I was going through the cards originally, and I pulled out any with some of the teal and the yellow pieces on them, and there's one that says Simply Wonderful, and it's just a banner. So I'm going to cut that apart. And I had that happiness one sitting there to the side, but I'm not going to end up using it. I thought I might. It's more of a pennant than it is a banner, but it just doesn't find a place on this layout. I have a few pops of yellow, as I have mentioned all along, and then I do decide to go ahead and pull out one additional color, which you will see in a moment. Not sure what I'm going to do. I'm kind of playing around, and then I realize, okay, so the yellow acrylic pieces are really nice, but I don't like the way that they look directly on the teal, and it also kind of takes away from the yellow color. So I decided to go ahead and put it on that piece that I cut off from the Simply Wonderful card itself. And then you are going to see me here pull out a sticker that is left from the sticker sheet and add to the bottom of that, and that's where I'm actually going to put my subtitle, and that is what helps me line up my acrylic pieces. And I just use some like sticky paper, like sheets of adhesive that I have, and it's just like dot adhesive that's on these sticker sheets. And though you can see the dots through the acrylic pieces, it's okay with me because it has a grid pattern on the back of that card that I have it placed on, or on the background of the card that I have it placed on, so it really just blends in. You don't even see the dots, the sticky dots at all. Now if it was a solid piece of paper that I was putting it on, I would have to rethink that, but for this one it worked out well. I'm playing around with a few of the other things in the kit, trying to decide, okay, well, I've got this dark blue piece on the bottom of the Enjoy for my subtitle, and I need to add a few more little bits in blue. So what I did is put out that little banner that says this and that, and I put it on my 6x6 piece of paper that's behind my photo. And then I'm going to pull out one more chipboard piece, and I used the pink portion of it before on a different layout, but I had cut off the Here's the Story piece, and that is actually what I'm going to use on this one. So I'll have just 3 small little places where the navy blue is, but it's just enough to tie in that accent color for me. I didn't necessarily need it, but I wanted it to have that subtitle place, and the only sticker that I really had that fit was the navy blue, so it just fit well that I had a few other little bits that I could add to this layout as well. Going through my supplies here, trying to decide what else I want to include, and this kind of is the final layout here. So I'm going to add and take away a couple things, but the placement of the photo is where it's going to end up being. I also put down that everyday sticker right on top of my Enjoy title, and so it's going to say Enjoy Every Day, or it says Everyday Enjoy, and then I will have a subtitle that says Today's Wonders. And I'm actually going to pull out some stamps here and do some stamping. There is a label that's on the stamp set that came with the kit, and I'm going to stamp it out and put that just a small little bit for me to have journaling. And I tried 2 different inks, but I ultimately choose a darker gray ink, which is a Hero Arts Mid-Tone Shadow ink in charcoal. And I place it right up here at the top under that blue tab. Now that blue tab is going to change in just a moment, and I am going to add a small offcut of a yellow piece that I had in my scraps left over from the kit. I'm just making a small banner, and this is just going to layer behind my little journaling bit. I'll go ahead and read you what the journaling says. It says, Walter looks absolutely in awe with his new baby brother. And I love this picture of my nephew. It is not the best lighting. The coloring is kind of strange in the photo, but you know what? It captures the moment of him looking at his baby brother, and just being totally amazed. And I absolutely love this picture. I'm going to recreate this layout with different supplies because I don't have duplicates of these supplies, but I'm going to recreate this layout for my sister to have in her scrapbook album as well. This is where I pull out that Here's the Story chipboard piece that I have left over. I'm going to trim off the edges of that, and that's going to create that top little cluster there. I also have my subtitle down here that I'm stamping. Now these stamps, it's just an alpha stamp from Studio 29 Designs. They are no longer in business, but they had this cute little print that's called Walden print. And I just stamped out the title. I was going to do, or the subtitle rather, I was going to do Everyday Wonders, but then I changed it to Today's Wonders because this was the day that his brother was born. So my title is Enjoy Today's Wonders. And I'm just stamping that out, and I did not stamp directly on the sticker. I was very afraid that I was going to mess that up. So I just stamped it on some extra white cardstock that I had sitting there and cut it and put it right on top of that sticker, and it looks perfectly wonderful. Cleaning up a little bit here, and then we're going to start gluing everything down to the layout and finishing up the last little bits of things. I've realized that here recently my layouts have been a little bit more, I guess, less busy and a little bit more simplified, and that's not necessary. I did not necessarily do that on purpose, but I've been realizing that I'm trying to be a little bit more intentional of the things that I've added to my layout and make them all be purposeful, I suppose. Not that I just threw stuff on a layout before, but I hope that makes sense to you guys. I've just been a little bit more thoughtful in the things that I've been adding to my layouts, and I really have been very, very pleased with how they've been turning out. Not that I wasn't pleased before, but I think my style has changed just a little. Oh, there's the back side of that paper. You can kind of see the bubbles that go along with the fish on the front, but I'm using the B side of that paper. Alright, so this is really my layout. I am going to end up adding a faux stitched border with a American Crafts Precision pen in black. It's the 03 size, and that's just going to add that final little minor detail to the edges. And that will complete this layout. I hope you guys have enjoyed this layout and kind of going along this journey with me in this page. Again, thank you for sticking with me as I'm kind of changing how I edit my videos. I hope you have enjoyed this, and make sure that you check out the description box below. I will have the links to all of the other videos that are associated with this kit, and I will also be doing, I don't know if I'm going to do another layout with this kit. I haven't decided. I still have a good many embellishments left, and I have a bunch of cards left as well. I'm just not sure if I have enough to make a full page or not. So we will all be surprised whenever either another layout comes up or a Kill a Kit video comes up. So thank you all for joining me, and I hope you are having a great day, and then I will have some photos at the end of this layout for you guys. All right, bye.